So, okay, here we go. I'm pretty sure we need study. So right when it said reader. So welcome everybody. Let me get my Zoom screen back up. I'm going to collapse it slightly. I will be able to see some of the YouTube comments as they come in, but I'm not able to scroll with it. I don't know why. So the initial comments I can see, after that I'm not able to actually not see. Very happy to be here, and I'm set up. I'm ready to go. Okay, I'm checking my screen. This thing here. Yes. Oh, yeah. I was at a meetup last night. About what they had therapy dogs on the screen. It was really cute, and I came up with a spread. What's that a spread for? It was like, oh, because I'm an animal medium. I'm a medium. Animal mediumship is a particularly strong gift. So, but I also cry a lot. So it's all good. Let's start. Now I feel like I should go on an animal day, and I don't have one right next to me. So I do have, no, we're gonna start with Seasons of the Witch, because I like starting here. However, I still have my mermaid and my fairy decks out, so we'll go there next, because that's animals. All right, Seasons of the Witch. Meet the Oracle, and there's 8 of these in the series. 8. Okay, they're all different hobbies. Each deck is a different pagan hobby, and this is Lika, L-I-T-H-A. Even with it set up to move around, what the hell is it focusing on? I didn't know what it's on. No. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. We have mermaid. You gotta fucking kidding me. We have mermaid, and we're gonna read from messages from the mermaids next. Oh, okay. I'm like, do I have any other decks of mermaids? No, I don't think I do. All right, but mermaid energy. So if you guys, anyone out there is going, oh, mermaids, that's so neat, great. Or if someone's going, mermaids? Well, did you ever dress up as one for Halloween, or just because you were playing dress up? Did you ever doodle and found that drawing mermaids is one of the simpler forms to draw in humans? If you did, any connection to mermaids? And if you're like, no, not really. Do you like shiny things? I often imagine most of the things I imagine sparkling. So mermaid tips are going to be good. Something like that. There's also the idea of a layering effect of the scales on the tail. So we have a building of a foundation, mermaid, but it's highly flexible, the stonefish in the tail. The tail has to maneuver and navigate to the ocean waters. So it also has to be malleable. A foundation that is both solid in function, or not both, a foundation that is solid in function and flexible in form. That is an amazing foundation. Solid in function and flexible in form. So mermaid card 24. Now this is the personal practice. You can do it, you cannot do it. It honestly makes, it doesn't have to happen. Nothing in tarot, the world of tarot, is wrong. Pretty much. I mean, you can play devil's advocate on anything, but nothing's wrong. So go with it. So numerology 24 is 2 plus 4 in some form of this is a form of numerology. It's 6. The key 6 in the major arcana is the lovers. So we have lovers energy with this card. I have read this card. I think I'm gonna be really looking for that lovers energy. I mean, if you got the lovers energy, if you pulled the lovers card, P6, but you also pulled P16, the tower, and then its counterpart 7, because of 6 plus 1 being 7, the chariot. It is either, it could potentially be breakup immediately, or they're about to kill you because of the domestic violence that you've been living in. And they're going to take it even further, and you're not going to have a choice to leave them to open for yourself. So there's all kinds of ways to read the lover's energy. So let's see how it comes here. Also, the love of pet, animal meaning, love of a pet. All right, so on the card itself, it says, let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits. Let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. So the siren, like, some, they just make a fucking movie with like that. Homer's Odyssey. In the Odyssey, what was it? Anyway, dude can't make it home, right? He's been trying for like 7 years. And he actually hears these sirens calling to him from an island. And the voice of the women, the sirens, they're known as sirens, like pop car siren. That could also be the voice of a person, not necessarily. I don't know if it can be that. I guess it can be. But yeah, never mind, sorry, rabbit hole. Okay, we're doing rabbit hole Friday. So it can be a guy, because even if in the very, when the etymology of the word, the background of the word, where did it come from, the word, etymology of the word, even in the etymology of the word, I believe that the culture is very important. The culture of the society when the word was formed is important to the context too. So if we look at this as like, no, dudes can't be sirens, I don't know if that's really all, I'm just saying. Dudes can't be sirens, only women. Well, in 2026, we are no longer broken down by dudes and chicks, women and men. There's no, what? I don't know. Sorry about that. Y'all know. Y'all want to do that, that's fine. If you want our entire species to only have 2 baskets to sit in, dude, chick, man, women, go ahead. Totally. I don't. So I'm gonna say that siren can be anybody, and you can do this shit on the fly. And it doesn't matter if someone disagrees or agrees with your thought. Now, it's also living with that thought, and when you project that thought, people may disagree. It's all good though. All good. Let's go back to the cards. Rabbit Hole Friday. We're doing this every Friday. Let the allure of the mythical siren seduce with curiosity. Magic awaits. Curiosity is in the mind. So you're not even, people don't even know what you're doing, right? Look at that. Hey, that's like, is it Eric? The prince in the Little Mermaid? That was written by Hans Christian Andersen, a really different person. I'm pretty sure, I've never read his version, but he's a depressing fuck, so I seriously doubt that story. A bit bigger. I'm just fishy. All right, mermaid. Ooh. Ooh. Could you imagine a mermaid washes up and we're like, sushi? Rabbit holes. All right, mermaid. Look at that, though. Look at that. So look at the moon that the mermaid is reaching for. The moon reflects on the water. There's a bird right there, right outside the moon. It's so fun. Oh, okay. I'm holding this card up like you freaking see. Okay. There are many legends about the mythical sea creature known as the mermaid. Among them is the alluring call of her song, said to enchant sailors so she can drag them to the bottom of the ocean, never to be seen again. The assumption is that she drowns them in the sea. But what if something much more magical and fantastical is happening? Maybe she opens up a whole new world that only the few who are brave enough to follow the call are able to experience. Like a death duel? A psychopath? But then we have to imagine that the sailors, like Narnia, like going through the wardrobe and coming out in a different land. That's the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Or Alice's Adventures Through the Looking Glass. Like, what are they? I don't understand this part. The things, let's see, the things you are attracted to are not a mistake or flights of fancy. They represent things that are meant for you and hold the key to more happiness, your purpose, and ways to live your best life. If you are captivated by something, allow yourself to be pulled down to the depths of seduction. It can be scary to follow a passion, not knowing what waits for you on the other side. But the best things in life are often the things that scare you the most, yet make you want to dive in. Yeah, that's true. That may not, maybe what is the best things in life? They can be, they can absolutely be. I found that to be true. Think about like conceiving a child on purpose, or not, but, I mean, I don't say on purpose. Not all I would want purpose. Anyway, I never knew the outcome. I just trusted it would be okay. And it was, and I have, kids, and I'm grateful. But there's no way to know the outcome going into it. That's that trust. I'm sorry, I have to be on long. Real life comes into the story. I pull a card on it. The trash truck just went by. I need to take the trash cans down. All right, thank you. Let's go to our mermaid now. And let's see what we get about trash trucks too. No, seriously, what was that about? That's about throwing away abundance. It is. I just watched this video. Rabbit Hole Friday, y'all. I just watched this video by Josie Josie Lips Things, on YouTube. And, she went to, in the Philippines, Happy Land in the Philippines. And they rolled back trash trucks and they just dump it into the street, and then the residents will go through the trash. So the trash is coming, right? And I was like, somebody killed me, please look trash. And I thought that's throwing away abundance, because for some people it is. That's not it's cultural, but it's cultural because it's a the implication of being in the culture. Not because these people woke up and thought, fuck it, man, let's go through trash. Yeah. Rabbit Hole Friday. Go ahead, I see your hand.
Yeah, the trash man picking up trash, that's a vulture activity.
Yes, I like, that's fun you said that. Vulture is it's one of my favorite cards in the King Crane's Animal Spirit deck. The way that she talks about vultures, they really are. They are so helpful to our society. Now, I'm not going to say Happy Land in the Philippines is helpful. I think that we shouldn't have this mass amount of abundance being thrown away. So yeah. Totally lost the thread of last month. I'm so sorry. Rabbit Hole Friday. End of the week, Rabbit Hole Friday. All right, let's see what we got. Let's go to the Mermaid deck. This is by Karen K. Y'all, I'm going out of town this weekend, and I will find myself near an Ollie's, OLLIE. That's like bargain basement clear out, clearance, clear out. And they sometimes have tarot, metaphysical stuff. Okay, so let's go to our mermaids. Mermaids, and by Karen K. There's a seashell on the back of. Okay, we have move forward. Oh, it's the dude. Who's Neptune? Well, it depends on the myth, but Neptune or not Jupiter. Oh, come on. Charging guy. Oh, it'll come to me. Okay. Move forward And let's look at the card. The one thing I'll say about this deck, and this is just a personal thing, it's gorgeous. I appreciate brighter colors. This is gorgeous though. The water is particularly beautiful. I'm not gonna look at the water. It's so expressive. I don't know how the artist could capture all of that. It's just amazing. But it's a little dark for me. Now that's not, I'm not saying anything about the artwork. I find the artwork to be exceptional, stunning. It's dark. Okay. So this is not a numbered card. So we don't have a major arcana to look at, but we can always imagine what major arcana. We can always imagine what major arcana. And it's not about what's the meaning of the major arcana, it's how do you feel about the major arcana, that's all. It's, oh my god, this fucking camera. Okay, it's like, let's say I'm reading this card, and it doesn't matter how long you've been thinking about tarot, 20 years or 10 minutes. And you're like, I think that's relevant. I think that's Q15. That definitely feels like that. And then you're like, I don't know anything about that, but I feel like that's what it is. You're right. You're not here to prove anything, right? You're just here to share. And you're right, because there's no wrong and terrible. Now, if you wanted to, you could potentially go look at that devil card, limiting it to just the imagery. You're going to need to go to the book, which is what tomorrow is at 8 a.m. Central Time. Come on down to my meetup group. We're going to be reading from the book tomorrow. But you can go look at that major arcana card and go, wow, how did that look like it would attach itself to me? There's no wrong. There's no wrong. Is your hand still up, or is it just not down from the floor? I think you're good. I'm gonna lower your knee. Okay. All right, move forward is what the card is called. Now, there's nothing on the card except the words move forward and the image of this Neptune. It's a Greek and Roman. I can't think who it is. All right. It says, make a move now. Wow, that's in your face, exclamation mark. If you were wondering about if you should, maybe you should, because it says, make a move now, exclamation mark. The time for waiting is over, and forward movement is required. Don't let fear stop you. This warrior king of the sea strides boldly forward and asks you to do the same. He says this is the time to make a move. So follow him now. You know, if I was walking along the bottom of the ocean, because this dude's got legs, not a fin, I would be heavily buoyant. Like on Earth, it's boom, 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 but in the ocean, kind of like the moon, we do a little bounce. You know, in the ocean, we can kick off from the bottom of the ocean, the sand or the rock, whatever's down that you're on, the skeletal remains of a whale, and push yourself up. And unlike here in the air, the element of air, where sister gravity fully lives, we have sister water, the element of water, where sister gravity lives differently. And then the moon, where sister gravity still lives, but different. So let's go. All right. And I'm just picturing this person like walking on, kind of bouncing, right? It's not heavy. Take back that last thing. Okay. Whatever it is that you have been thinking about doing, this card says do it now. You might not feel ready, or you could be waiting for the perfect moment to take action. Well, that perfectly imperfect moment is now. The time for an action or procrastination is over. You know in your heart that the current circumstances can't stay the same, and bold action is required. It might not be a life-changing move, or there again, it could be. You'll know what you need to do, so act with courage as you boldly move forward and trust in life to guide you. The writer Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So take heed of these wise words and apply them to your life now. An exciting time of activity lies ahead and will lift you out of your current scenario and into a whole new world. You might be feeling very comfortable and not feel like moving anywhere, let alone forward. This card can also be saying, move forward by moving your body. It could be as simple as getting some exercise. This is the meaning of this if this card appears with the Be Spontaneous card. You'll know how to interpret this card intuitively, and also by considering the other cards in your reading, which is always the case in any reading. Question asked, cards adjacent. All right, so is it? No, that's gratitude. But we can flip it over and just see if we have Be Spontaneous. No, with trust. How come the chicks, do any of their mermen? So the chicks have tails. That dude, I don't know. Those are all, oh, that's a dude. All right, that's in healing. It was a group of, listen to me, dude. Wow. Yeah, this is really pretty. Okay, I'll put it away. It's really pretty. I bought her fairy deck, which we'll read from next first. And I was so taken with it because I didn't have any fairy or mermaid decks or anything. I don't do a lot of fantasy reads. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if she's got anything else. And she had a mermaid deck. I was like, I'll try it out. And it's fun. If you're into mermaids, I like it. It is dark, but it's beautiful. And the water. The way she draws that water, it is her, isn't it? It's like, very cool. Oh, artwork by Linda Olson. Okay, artwork by Linda Olson. And Linda. Artwork by Linda Olson. So wait. And this is artwork by Ginger Kelly. Is the fairy. Okay, fairies. Artwork by Ginger Kelly. We have the background, we have like a browns and pinks and some green, very pretty colors. And let's go ahead and see what we get for our card. I wonder if I pointed more this way. Soft about it. Because the cable is, the cable is so rigid that it just keeps pulling the camera, it swivels it right back and I can't seem to get it, so I can't. Really. But it's okay. Because my goal is to share my messages on YouTube and I am. All right, so pocket oracle of the fairies. Oh, I would love a message, like personally. All right, very excited. Mood energy. Mood energy. So this is a little different. I think the people are actually photos of people because they're very realistic. This is camera. What if I put it right here? So okay. Mood energy. Mood energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. Okay, right there. I asked for a message and I was getting frustrated and it said surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. And this is a very jerky tide, in and out, in and out, in and out, or the natural ebb and flow of life. It's this kind of, daylight, moonlight, ebb and flow of life. Tides coming in, tides going out. Inhale, exhale. All right, light breathing. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Right there, that's what I was looking for. Check out her wings. If you can, they're like rainbow. I think pretty. And, oh, moon energy, I was like, and she's out there at night. Okay. We're all affected by the moon, whether we realize it or not. Perhaps you feel especially tuned into the moon cycle right now. The fairy of moonlight often appears when we have too many thoughts or are feeling confused. You can call on this fairy to take away any concerns or to inspire you. I love this. Yes, thank you very much. This is it. Or to inspire you to come up with solutions to challenges you're facing. Okay. So I just saw someone doodling and like in my mind's eye. And I was like, yes, that's absolutely a way to come up with your solutions. If you think doodling will help, and now here's something else. If you see someone doodling, just drawing out whatever's, and you're like, oh, I know they're supposed to be doing their homework, a problem to be solved. I know they're supposed to be talking to their great aunt Edna, a problem to be solved. But they're over there doodling. Maybe that's how they're solving their problem. Don't put your face up in their face, right? I'm just offering advice, guys. Sorry. I personally would not put my face up in their face and be like, what are you doing? Why are you doodling? That's just their process. It's all good. It's all good. All good. Okay. Working in harmony with the moon can enhance any efforts you're making to manifest something in your life. The new moon phase is the perfect time to plant the seed of which you may have. As the moon grows, waxing through its phases, so too will your wish. The moon's waning phases, so waxing is as it builds and waning is as it decreases, are best for releasing anything that no longer serves your highest good, such as unpleasant thoughts, health issues, or people who aren't right for your life. When you place a crystal or water in moonlight, it will absorb the magical moonbeams, and the crystal or moon water can then be used for fairy stones. Clear quartz is particularly good at absorbing the moon's energy and will help to amplify many things, from your health to finances. Amethyst is good for increasing spiritual energy, while rose quartz enhances wealth. The fairy of moonlight also sends inspiration to you to write down your thoughts, poetry or songs, or even to write a book. Writing down what's in your head can be very therapeutic. Don't censor your thoughts. Once the words are on paper, you symbolically release them from the mind. You can then bury or burn the paper to fully release any cares, worries, or concern. You can also just throw it away, you don't have to worry about doing it in any certain way. There's no wrong here. There's no wrong. Okay, I don't burn a lot of stuff because I don't set my house on fire. Let's be real. So I don't do a lot of fire energy work, but you can also just have the color red, the color orange, the color yellow in here. You put fire in. It doesn't have to be an actual. It's however you feel comfortable. And some of the cards will be like, you don't know what to do when you get there. I don't completely agree with that. I don't think I'm going to know suddenly what to do. But I know that all of these years of thinking about different scenarios, pulling cards, reading for fun, it's definitely prepared me to have an understanding. That's it, to have an understanding. So yeah. So the hard authors, you'll know what to do. I wouldn't put too much pressure on this one. Oh my God. Is it really that late? It can't be. I just, I legitimately, well, here that. I was like, I legitimately don't know how to think differently. All right, I'm debating and doing something. Let's go to the blinds. No, let's go to the back, the Viking Oracle, and see what we get. And then I'm thinking about, and then I'll pull from the blind spot Oracle, and then I'm gonna pull from Tarot today, along with Oracle. And I don't know which ones. Actually, instead of this Viking deck, I'll pull from, oh, that's so, some, I'll pull from this Viking deck, I'll pull from this rune deck. This has, I use the Zen Out Journey Tarot, I'll pull, and I'll also pull from Runes for Modern Life. So the Zen Out Journey Tarot and Runes for Modern Life, I'm gonna pull a card from each one and read them together. I'm gonna pull the rune first. Actually, no, I'll pull the tarot card first, and then I'll pull. All right, let's see what tarot card we get. For our tarot card, we have Three of Cups. This is it's not a pip, well, it's a pip deck, but that little, it's not really festive pip deck. It's still just 3 cups, but you do see where they're forming a triangle, the water pool. So it's not, it does add a little extra, yes. I'm not a fan of pip decks. All right. 3 of Cups. But this particular deck, I have a story about it. I like this deck. Who's it by? The Zendal Journey Tarot by Cassie Willow, founder of Zendal. Okay, so our rune card with the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups is about, it is about having like a good time. So is the 4 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. Many of the cards, the Sun. You can have a good time sitting with the devil. You can always have a good time. In my mind, this is about spending time with people you actually choose to spend time with, not happenstance. But you've made plans with these individuals who wanted to be a part of their circle. Like today, if you knew I was going to be live, you joined, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so Beku, FEHU, and that is portable wealth. So the idea of the 3 of Cups and this Beku, and this is what Beku is. So, oh my God, the idea here, I see abundance, I see wealth. And she's got food. She's got some kind of alcohol. And she can pick up the plate of food and the alcohol and walk to a different table. So that's portable wealth. Now that hotel behind here is not portable wealth. You cannot pick up a hotel and move it. Can you sell it and get the money and then go across the country? Yes, portable wealth. It's gonna be how you're looking at it. So her money in and of itself is portable, the wealth that she draws from. When we look at this from a financial perspective, she can go to any hotel. So the money is portable, not the hotel. She's portable, but her mindset may not. Her body can physically move, but her mind may be stuck. So let's see what with the 3 of Cups, right? So we are going to go to the book to get a fuller meaning on Faithy, which is also the first rune. This rune card signifies wealth, material possessions, and success in business. Owning cattle was a sign of wealth in ancient times, and this inevitably focuses interpretation of the rune's meaning on matters concerning money, property, and new income sources, or perhaps the need for them. However, it can also indicate forms of wealth that money cannot buy, such as good health, love, and happiness, and serve as a reminder to be grateful for the things in our lives that we may be taking for granted. The need for generosity is exactly what it's about. The need for generosity, sharing your good fortune, or taking time out to help others is another facet of this rune. Additionally, Beku may symbolize exciting new beginnings, This new beginning could be a new business venture, but it could also point to the need to define your life less by outward show and more by the things that are priceless. Yeah, because, yeah, pricelessness, I hadn't considered being priceless, yeah, but that would be like love. Love is priceless, you know? So, I mean, with these two cards together for the energy of today is to share your wealth. And your wealth, Feihu, is words are Feihu. They begin here in the mind as a thought and then are amplified out as words. So you're sharing, right? Now, this isn't always going to be, yay, wonderful, yes, because you can go tell someone to fuck off. And that might not be the best thing that they want to hear. That's not a positive aspect to these cards, but you can still do it. There's a neutral good, neutral bad aspect. Assuming that the court case was balanced and fair, when the judge delivers the verdict, that's fake. But what card is it going to align with? What's the energy? Probably the Chariot. I don't know that it would be Creative Cups. I can't imagine someone going to jail and having it be Creative Cups and probation potentially. But yeah, so it's like that. Where is that in your life, right? How do you see it happening? And how do you want to play an active part in that? That active part is what is helping you to manifest. It all comes together. It all plays together. Do you need to know what's going on? No. Do you need to know how to act? No. Do you need to know what to say? No. Because we don't. We can make very educated guesses and we can pull from our past to understand what worked then and may work now. But do we go 100%? No. No. So just go for it. If you're not out to hurt yourself, you're probably gonna be okay. And if along with not being out to hurt yourself, you're not out to hurt others, that will definitely help as well. All right, those are these two cards. I'm thinking about doing this more and more, trying to pull, we already read with the runes, but pulling them into the tarot, like to see how they connect, that everything connects. All right, that was fun. Cards coming out. All right. So we will finish it off with Blind Spot Oracle. And this is by Teal Swan. It is also illustrated by Teal Swan. This is a deck of sigils. That's what they all look like. Not that one, but they're all drawn. Let's see what we got. $76. And 7 plus 6 is 13. So we have a double arcana. So 13 is death. P13 is death in the major arcana. But it's also 13 is also the emperor because it's 1 plus 3. And that's 4. And key 4 is the emperor. So death and the emperor in a numerological sense are tied. All right. I mean energetically as well. All right, let's go to the book. This is what the room looks like. I see a surfboard. I see crabs or feathers. Or something. Whatever you see. You see something entirely different. Now I see a person. Now I see the symbol of Venus. You know, you can see anything. All right. 76. This rune is deflection. If you have drawn this sigil, you are currently using deflection as a tool to avoid self-awareness in a situation where you really do need to recognize something within yourself. To deflect something is to cause that thing to change direction by interposing something. Okay, To deflect something is to cause that thing to change direction by interposing something. This turns it off its straight course and into another direction, even back in the original direction it came from. Deflection is when something someone communicates to another causes that person to feel triggered. As a result, instead of taking in the perceived criticism, they either ignore, deny, or turn away from it. Or worse, they turn it back towards the person who communicated it in the first place. This is done to avoid painful memories, emotions, and thoughts, but it also prevents the person deflecting the comment from being self-aware. Deflection is different from projection, which is when a person cannot accept a quality or aspect of their own personality because it is incompatible with their self-concept. So they project it out of their awareness and onto another person. It is the angry person recognizing anger in others, but thinking they are peaceful, for example. However, once people learn about projection, it can be taken further to become a common deflection technique. For example, in order to deflect something that someone tells you about yourself, which triggers you, simply tell them they are projecting. Deflection is a defense mechanism that is designed to preserve self-concept. It is a form of projection when it is used to deflect blame. Essentially, when the fault is with us, we project the blame and fault onto someone else. We feel we cannot take responsibility or blame for something and feel positive about ourselves at the same time. We are unwilling to feel guilt or shame. To give you some examples of deflection, a child may spill something and blame it on the cup. An abusive husband may blame his wife for provoking him by not having dinner ready on time, despite what she promised. A person may say things to hurt someone, and when they defend themselves, blame it on the person being too sensitive. Someone may exhibit behavior that leads to a group intervention, but when confronted, they may say that everyone has turned against them. A man may get criticized for something he did that upset his girlfriend, but he may claim she's just on a period. A person may destroy a relationship and say, it always takes two. A friend may do something hurtful and say, she's just triggered because of her own childhood. A spouse may do abusive things, and when their partner gets angry, say that they are in an abusive relationship because of the other partner's anger, or because they are being told what they did wrong. A parent may cause emotional distress to their child and then drive them to a psychologist to figure out what is wrong with the child. And the list goes on and on. If you have drawn this sigil, you are currently deflecting in this scenario. Recognize the shame and guilt that you feel. We deflect to save our self-concept. In order to awaken, we have to be able to see both sides of ourselves, both our darkness and our light. This means in order to stop deflecting, we have to be willing to feel and see ourselves as not a good person in the circumstance we are in. Let me go back. This means in order to stop deflecting, we have to be willing to feel and see ourselves as not a good person in the circumstance we are in. Okay, to really be honest. If we are not willing to see ourselves in this light, we will continue to avoid self-awareness by only seeing what we want to see in ourselves. Therefore, we will not be in reality. Our only access of power is in reality. So we will not be able to make any positive change to the scenario we are in. It would benefit you to spend time accepting the energy of sigil 33, as well as this one, and coming to understand its message as well. If you have drawn this sigil, let it help you to reflect. The opposite of deflection is reflection. Hopefully, you can reflect and accept the perspective that you are not the good guy in the situation. But if you can't, for the sake of other people around you, you can go through the back door of this pattern by feeding your positive self-concept and accepting your negative aspects. Just decide that the person who is the best person is the one who really owns their badness. When you feel the tension of defense in any given situation, use the power of your own ego's desire to see you as a good person. And a good person owns their flaws. To look for what you did wrong or what you did to hurt the other person. An interesting way to look at it. I like that. All right, that was Teal Swan, the blind spot oracle cards. So, the description, the links are in the description, guys, if you're on YouTube. And I am saying that because tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. we are going to be meeting and we are going to be reading from the book. Reading directly from the book. So you bring your deck with a guidebook and you read from the book. We do not do intuitive readings. We're not reading for others. No one brings a question. We read from the book. This helps us understand the cards even better. You can read tarot, you can read oracle, Cooper, Lenormand, whatever. Just gotta have a book. If you're like, I really want to do this, but I don't have a deck, you're welcome to attend and just silently participate. Silence is participation. You can also attend. Go to something like tarot.com, bring up the description, and read directly from the screen. All right. And I think that might be it. And then of course, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we meet. We meet Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and most Saturdays are dropped on YouTube afterwards, but because of the personal nature of some of the content, not all of it, that we don't record it. So, guys, I hope I see you again soon. Have fun reading with your decks. And please, whatever you're reading, however you're thinking, it's a process. Just like physical growth. Growth in any form is a process. We started about yo big. I'm almost 6 foot tall, and now about yo big and growth is a process. I'm trying to love it. All right, you guys are freaking awesome. I'm so glad you decided to spend time with me, and I'm thankful. All right.